www.artfulstampin.co.uk. Yes, I have been Googling Queen Elizabeth hats. I have. Because something popped up on my Facebook and I saw a picture of her and I was reminded about how wonderful her hat repertoire is. So I had a little scroll through and I found this hat here that I thought could be interpreted to make a really cool card. Oh, sorry. Oh, I thought I had the picture there. Oh, it disappeared. What happened there? No. Oh, sorry. I'm showing you all my stuff now. Oh, what happened there? I had it. There it is. This one here. Okay, so I'm going for Coastal Cabana, a little black stripe and some flowers. And then I had a little peruse and I think there was another hat that I quite liked the look of. That I actually really liked its simplicity, and they put some sort of darts into it. And I thought I would try and recreate it. Oh, here it is, this one. Okay, so unfortunately it hasn't got any flowers on this one, but if you look at her outfit, it's got these little darts through it, and then she's got darts on the hat itself. And I thought it would be fun to try and recreate that with cardstock. So anyway, good evening all. I'm just going to set up my camera so that you can see my desk. And Esther's just finished her live. So while she was live, I was cutting out bits and pieces ready to make the card for you guys. The other thing I have been having a little play with is melting ribbon. So I made this wee flower earlier. I thought that might look quite nice on a card. I was going to say a hat then, but no. Yeah, so anyway, I'll show you how to do that as well. So welcome, it's Ruth here at artfulstampin.co.uk, and mainly I make cards, but occasionally we dabble with other forms of crafts and things. So I like to show you different things, and sorry about this zoom. Oh my goodness. Right, I wish I had a little button that I could go and just control the zoom, but for some reason I can't. I'm just going to call you guys up so I can see what you're all nattering about. So here I have pre-cut some card ready. I have a card base of Coastal Cabana and then also a piece ready to mat on top. Sometimes when I want just a really simple layout, I just mat colour on tone, basically. The other thing I have done is I've pre-cut that black strip, and this is 1/2 centimetre or about 1/8 of an inch, maybe a bit more, maybe 3/16 or something. And I've also cut myself out some other pieces of thin card, and the idea was to try and imitate some of the cinnamon that was on her hat. So we're just going to have a little twiddle and a play with these and see what happens, basically. So let's, oh, have I muted myself? I have. So hello, lovely to see you all. Great to see you all in here. Hi Vicky, Katrin, Jan, Ivy, Wendy, Christine, Anne, Roberta, Esther, Minda, Janine, Kelly, hello, hi Heidi, Susan, Darlene. Great to see you all. Thank you so much for coming. Please do share this video out with anyone who's a fan of the Queen. No, I'm joking. Anyone who likes card making and likes to get some new inspiration. And sometimes it's fun to kind of look at new inspiration that's perhaps not necessarily card making. So what I'm doing here was just breaking up some of the fibres in those pieces of cardstock and literally just running it through your bone folder. It's kind of the easiest way to do it, really. And this means it makes it a bit easier if you want to create some little bow-like things. So that was kind of what I was thinking of doing. Oh, hold on, no, that don't work. I'll try doing it that way. Oh no, Mum, I need to cut that. All right, might use some glue dots. I was planning to get the old glue gun out, but never mind. It didn't happen. So I'm just going to pop a glue dot there and get that stuck down. And then cut that off. So that's one little, I know what, I'll pop it on the dark so that you can see a bit easier there. And make another little twiddle. I don't know what you call that really. A loop. That's the word, a loop. That's what we're making, little loops. And it's only really by looking at designs like this that you can then start to break down, you know, what it takes to make a bit of a textured card. So it can be quite fun. So just getting my glue dot, get my cardstock, pop it onto the glue dot and pull it off, and then there we go. Bob's your uncle, as they say in the UK. Do you say that anywhere else? Bob's your uncle. I don't even know where that comes from. Why would anyone say that? Bob's not my uncle. Oh dear. Anyway, these funny sayings come about. So I'm doing I'm doing two biggish ones, and then I'm thinking we're going to do some medium-sized ones. And these are really inexpensive when you think that all it is strips of cardstock. You've probably got some bits lying about that you can just cut these up and, you know, make these little twiddles thing with. Now I would say, because I know that someone's going to ask me, how are you going to package that up, Ruth? Because that's going to get squashed in the post. Yes, you are quite right. It would get squashed in the post. So I suggest you either buy yourself some of those acrylic boxes from Stampin' Up. You know, those clear acrylic boxes. They're quite cool for sending 3D cards. Or make yourself one, basically. Make yourself one. So, oh, you say Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your aunt. Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. Hi, Mazjenka. Lovely to see you. Very good. Very good. Hi, Chris Stones. Right, we may as well get on and stick this down because, you know, the night is young. Cards to make and all that. To be honest, I'm not going to be on here as long as I was last week. Oh my goodness. Last Friday and Thursday, I ended up being on here for like an hour and a half. But yes, I've got to catch a train in the morning, so I've got to go and I've got to pack a bag as well, so because I'm staying the night at a friend's with May, going on a bit of a road trip. Not road trip, train trip. Oh, another sheet of dimensionals used up. Isn't it satisfying when that happens? Okay, right, let's get some of these down here. I'm just using up the side strips. They're good for this. You know, when you're trying to stick a whole portion down, just get it on there. No, don't worry, no one's going to see underneath this bit, so if it looks like a hot mess, it's not a problem. Just try and get them equally proportioned around the place so that your card doesn't collapse. So, hi Laurie Gracia. Have I pronounced that right? Gracia? I think it's Gracia. Right, let's get this down. I just like the idea of having a bit of dimension on that section, on the frame. Although we're about to introduce a whole heap of dimension because I haven't told you about the flowers yet. We're going to be making our own flowers to go on this. I even cracked out the wire, guys. Did you see that? I cracked out the wire. Oh, actually, I am going to have to put my hot glue gun on. Bear with. Oh, where's my silicone mat? Yes, I've just realised this is going to have to come out because I am going to be making some paper flowers. Thankfully, it doesn't take too long to heat up, so there we go. I'm making a map for all the tutorials you collect. Oh, how are you doing that, Miss Jenka? That's intriguing. Right, I want a bit of space at the bottom because I've got some flowers to go on here yet. But you know what, let's maybe pull in some of these, get these stuck down. Where's my little second hand? There it is. That's what I sometimes call my take your pick tool. It's like my, actually it's my third hand. What am I saying? My little third hand. There we go. Ooh, come on, stay. Oh, that other one doesn't want to stay. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have stuck it all together to start off with, but never mind. It's too late now. Too late, baby. It's too late. Not sure, not sure. I suppose I could put that one in there, couldn't I? Yep. You guys following me so far? I don't mean are you, making a card the same along with me. I just mean are you following my process? I might do that in thirds. I might just leave that for a second and move on to doing the flowers. So just to let you know what I made the flowers out of, I used the flower punch, the double flower punch. Chris Stones is from Tamworth. I'm presuming that's Tamworth, Australia. Or is that Tamworth, UK? We do have a Tamworth in the UK. Right, so I punched these out using Calypso Coral. It was the colour that I felt was the closest to the flowers on the Queen's hat. So then I'm thinking, just to make them look a little bit more 3D, it would be nice to just brush some colour onto the edges of these. Now, it's up to you, if you want to do this. I'm probably not going to do this as carefully as if I was actually, making a card for a specific person. It's because I want to make another card tonight. So there we go. Oh, Tashana was live, was she? Ah, cool. Good, good. Love a little bit of the honeybee. If no one follows her, please do. Tashana, you're now? Right, so I got myself out a little piece of wire. So this is just like beading, thin beading wire, which you can pick up in craft stores. And I had some little spare bits cut out. So what I needed to do was to create like a middle section so that when I poke these through my flowers, the wire doesn't fall out the other end. So this isn't like rocket science. This is just like basically bundle it up so it's not likely to fall through. But if you feel that you want to put a bit of glue on there, then do. I don't know if this is going to work just yet. Oh, whoa, whoa, oh, that's a bit too much glue, Ruth. Okay, a bit too much. Okay, just squeeze that up in there. Right, so I'm going to start with a small one and just poke that through. So I've already pre-put holes in these, just so you know. They don't magically come with holes. I've just already put the holes on while Lester was doing her live. And so the first flower that can go on can be quite tight. Almost like you can close it up around there to make a bud. Oh, the other thing I forgot to tell you I'd already done was I'd already softened some of these flowers. Okay, they don't punch out like that, they're flat, but I used this baller shaper. So I've already broken up some of the fibers by giving that a good kind of like twiddle like that on my mat. So that's what I recommend you do before you start sticking everything together. Right, so that was a small one. So now I think I'll do another small one, and I'm just poking that wire through the middle with it curving, what's that, concave? Convex? Concave? Yeah, up towards you, basically. And, oh, dropping equipment here. Got bits of glue going everywhere. So I'm just going to pop a little, oh, sorry, not on camera, tiny bit of glue there. Do a little movement like that to get the string off. And I'm going to pop another one of these up like so. And then one of the large flowers. So I'm just doing 4 layers, 2 small ones and then 2 large ones to make these. How cute is that? Hope you're still with me. I don't know how many of these I'm going to do, because obviously on the Queen's hat she had quite a few, but for the sake of this video I don't think I'll be doing as many as she had in hers. Right, so look at that. Yummy. Right, I think what I might do is just make a bit of a spiral underneath that flower there to kind of knot it off. Now you haven't seen me do this, guys. Shh. I just didn't do. You didn't see me do that with the Stampin' Up! Scissors. Obviously, Stampin' Up! Scissors are sharp and they will cut through wire, but if you want to keep them sharp, it's not recommended you cut wire. Or maybe you just have one for wire and you have one for paper. That's the other option. Just trying to, I'm being so frugal. I'm trying to find that bit of wire that I just cut off, because I think I can use it. Oh, there we go. Yes. Yeah, I was going to say, Heidi, are you getting up or are you going to bed? I just realised I've got a little bit of glue there and I don't like it. I don't like it very much. Look at it. Ugh. Right, I'm going to get my glue rubber. Get rid of it quick. Somehow got it on there earlier. Let's just try and get rid of that before anyone notices. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right, so another piece of wire. So I'll tell you how I did that whole middle section again, for those of you who were asleep at the time. I'm joking, you weren't asleep. So I've just got a scrap of that leafy bit. I'm going to punch a hole in that there like that, and then pop that bit of wire through. Fold the wire over. Try and get the 2 ends as close together as possible. Okay, and then basically bundle that bit up. Just kind of squish it like I've done, really. Now, I'm not going to put glue on the end like I did last time, because I've realised I don't actually need it, because these are going to enclose it. So I'm just going to put a bit of, oh dear, put the glue on there. Fold that up around it. And then just squish that all together. Okay, it's not, it doesn't have to be pretty at this point, guys. It just has to function. Right, then you put your second one, and this is where you're a little bit more careful about your glue and your placement or whatever. Oh, looks like I need new glue. Okay, so then again, push that up. Is that focusing okay? Sometimes it doesn't like to focus. So third petals now, and that's the larger one. And then, oh, forgetting my order of things. Pop that in there. Do. Stick that there. Okay, and then when it comes to the placement, try and do it so the petals are in between the gaps of the petals previously, so that it looks like a nice full flat. Oh, is that? No, is that? There we go. Is that? Okay. So there we have a really pretty flower. So I think we could probably get away with 2 like that, and then maybe something like a bud or something a bit further away. Let's try that, so that you've got the sort of 3 things. So I'll poke with me. Oh, that's what dropped on the floor. My pokey tool. Right, come back. Hi, Cheryl. Right, so made a hole, putting that through, fold it over. So who's bought anything in the sale, guys? I know a couple of my customers have done so already. I've ordered what I wanted as well. I think it's a really good sale if you want to just stock up on some stuff. So it's 10% off cardstock, 15% off ink pads, and 20% off dies in the annual catalogue. me. Joanna did. Well done, Joanna. Right, I'm just going to grab another glue stick ready. Oh, come on, glue. Why are you being a bit of a pain? Right. Right, so this is my little bird one. Now, my only dilemma is that I've got this gold wire showing now, which I hadn't really planned on. So what do you think, guys? Do you think that would be all right if I had the gold showing? Just going to get rid of this wire. So again, just spiraling that onto the back like so. So it's out the way. Get a bit of glue out the way too. So that can go there. Oops. That can go there. Maybe that can go tuck right under like that. And then on Her Majesty's hat, she had a few sort of poking out like that. I think it'll do, won't it? You're updating your 20-year-old inks. Oh, fantastic. Right, so I'm just giving these wires a bit of a twist. So if I slow down. So I've got my thumb and finger like that, and then my middle finger and my wedding finger. And I just kind of like give that a twist, grasp them and go bottom to top and top to bottom basically. And that just gives quite an even, you see how that gives an even twist? This is from my jewelry making days, guys. This is because I would do this a lot. So there we go. So make that small. Sorry, not small. Make a spiral. So you see how I'm making a little bit of a spiral there. So that gives me something for it to stick to my card, you see. Oh, and there we have it. There we go. That's a nice little... So as I said, it's very much inspired by. Now, I'm wondering if I would have benefited from maybe embossing this, but the Queen's hat didn't look like it was embossed. So that's my story and I'm sticking with it. However, if you make this card and you'd like to emboss it, please do, because it would be lovely to see the results of what you do. So I'm just going to pop those loops in there like so before I put my roses on, and I think that rose can go up there. Oops, starting to run out of the old glue there. That one can go there, and then yes, I've remembered, don't worry, I'm going to put my spiral in a second, but I just need to get my glue. Yeah, if you don't have jewelry, you don't have to have fancy jewelry wire. You could probably get, I don't know, from the hardware store, some whatever wire they have. Or go to your local florist. They usually sell little packs of wires. Now, whatever you do, don't go for the super thin stuff though. I haven't got the number on it. I've forgotten what gauge it is. But anyway, don't go for anything too thin. Right. I'm going to stick that there. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Right, I'm going to lay that down, and then I'm going to pop this flower over the top. and let it cool down, and then I'll arrange my bud. Okay, so with hot glue, remember that while it is warm, it is pliable, and you have to wait for it to cool down before it's set. Okay, it's not a matter of waiting for it to absorb or anything like that. You just have to wait for it to cool down. So sometimes that takes a little while, especially when you're using wire, because wire holds onto heat, obviously much more than paper does. So just be patient and let it do its thing before you start manipulating things around. Okay. Right, I'm just going to see who's talking to me. Hi, Miss Sheila. I still have wire from the days we were using them on cards. I'm bringing it back, Sheila. I'm bringing it back. This is a hand deliver one, yeah. I'm just going to see if I have got any of those little wee boxes that Stampin' Up used to do. That might be something I need to put on my next order, because they are fabulous for posting 3D cards. Hold on, bear with. No, I've got the small ones. Hold on. Yeah, I've only got the small ones with me. I mean, the other option is that you make it small enough to sit into those mini paper pumpkin boxes. That's not far off the size, actually. Look, I could have cut that down and that would have fit in. So, oh, excuse me, I should have thought of that. Yes, I think an embossed. Yes. Oh, that's Subtle's embossing folder, if you still have it. Yes, Lisa, definitely. Unfortunately, we don't have that one anymore. However, we do have that texture, tasteful textures. That would be beautiful. And that would like mimic almost fabric, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be stunning? Oh, I love this design. I was thinking, you know, on Fridays, I've announced that I'm going to try and do sort of like videos that are aimed at sort of beginner crafters. I'm going to maybe do a series on card, what's the word, layouts that are really easily repeatable. And this is actually one of the ones that I was going to discuss, having a simple background or a patterned background, and then having a strip with some detail on. I just think it's lovely. Just such a simple, repeatable design that you can then play with. How lush is that? Oh, so lovely. Oh, Ellie, you tried using the talk function. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, so let me just recap. Have I missed any comments? Hold on. Let me just go back, because I know that I have missed some comments while you look at my pretty card. Oh, bonjour, Lydia. Bonsoir. Oh, merci beaucoup. Oh, bienvenue. I've just ordered, but I forgot my normal stuff, says Wendy. Oh, no. The Queen would love it. Yes, I think she would. I think she would. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to grab out some... Oh, I was going to do it in Highland Heather, but I think Highland Heather is one of the cards stock. Oh, no, do I need to stock up? No, I've got Highland Heather. There was quite a few cards that I needed to stock up on. Okay, so let's have a think about this. Because I did a little sketch. So basically, this is a really good tip as well. If you come across some inspiration, it's worth just jotting it down immediately just to get an idea of where you're heading. So that was the one I've just done. So the hat had these kind of folded elements in it. Now, there was hardly any detail apart from that. There was like the odd sort of button around the hat, which I didn't really like. However, she was wearing pearls. So my idea is to create a top section with some pleats in it, a plain bottom section. We may emboss that. That might be quite nice. And oh, we could floral emboss it. And then maybe a row of pearls. And I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do the pearls. I'm going to figure that out. I do have some of that pearlescent paper that was in the mini that I think has carried over. It's in the annual, isn't it? Oh, Janine's at the salon. Oh, she's got to move to the sink. I say, this could be dangerous. You watching videos and having your hair done, Janine. This is like a new sport. Hi, Kay. Sigler. Thank you. Okay, so this is my card base again. So I'm going to do a similar kind of technique. So I'm cutting that down to 10 centimeters. It also gives me a little strip there in case I need it. So I'm thinking, which direction do I want my scores? I want them going in this direction. So if I put my paper in like so. Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay, you know what? I'm going to have to follow some sort of system. If I put my corner up at 1. No, I'm just going to have to eyeball it. Or I'll use a ruler. Or I'll write it out. Okay, I've got a system in my head. I'm going to use the grid paper. So I want it to fold under and then come back out, and fold under and come back out. Right, okay, we'll do this, guys. We'll do this. So line up on your grid paper and then kind of decide where the angle you want the angle to be. So I want it to be starting here and going to, let's say there. So I'm going to put a notch there and there because that will fold under, then that fold on top, that will go under. Okay, that's good. And then I'm going to move 4 spaces down and do another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do that and do that. Okay, so I've got my marks on my cardstock. Oh, I've got an itchy hand then. Right, so check you've got your score blade and you know where it is, and don't use your cutting blade. So I'm going to line up my first marks on the score, on the trimmer. Okay, lower that down, give that a score, lift it up, move it on, go to the next one. So this is score number 2. So I would feel better if I did 3 of these, but I'm going to do 2 and then see if I've got space. Maybe it'll be okay because we're going to have that division in the card, so that will be number 3. A bit obsessed with 3s. Okay, so let's see. I'm not sure if this is going to work out how I think it should work out. I've got a feeling it's not, but never mind. Never mind. If we have to cut it down, we'll cut it down a bit further. So that like that, and then fold that like, oh, there we go. I don't know, it might be quite a nice design feature to see the fold marks, but that's not really how I wanted it to be. Okay. Okay. I do like it. It's a really lovely subtle detail there. I think I'm going to go for another one. Okay, so I'm just opening that up. Oh yeah, we say it's a crown of glory, Janine. Ooh. I think quite a few people have embraced the grey over lockdown. I was chatting to my old pastor's wife about it, and she said she'd done that. And but interestingly, she said, I don't know if I've said this on a live before, I think when ladies go grey, you have to then change the colours that you wear, because suddenly you're a whole different sort of colour scheme, as it were. And so you have to get a new wardrobe. Oh, what a shame. Janine, you could get a whole new wardrobe by embracing the grey. I burned every grey hair I have. Well done, Lisa. Oops. Oh, come on, Ruth. Okay, the other option is that I don't actually fold them under. I just leave them with the score marks, and that is the interest. What do you think, guys? I'll let it go to a vote. Do you think I should fold it like so, but then I'm going to have to trim that down to get that interest? Or do I just open that up and rub out my pencil lines and stick it down? And will those, do you think that those lines are interest enough? What do you think? Actually, I would think I'd do it from up there. You like it open? Okay. Right, I am going to have to cut a bit off because I'm losing that, but that's okay. Actually, at this rate, what I might be able to get away with is not having to do a second section. So I'm going to cut this so it will fit onto my card base. I'm going to cut it 0.5 millimetre or millimetre slightly longer, because I know that this card is going to ruckle up a little bit. Or I may just slip that last section into an embossing folder. And what about that? Because I've got that floral one. Can you imagine that on the bottom? That would look nice, wouldn't it? And what if I do a little bit of white ink? On which side do I want to do? That side. Oh, some of you are saying fold it. Oh, sorry guys. Please do go ahead and try and experiment yourselves and see what happens if you do that. I'm afraid I'm going for the easy option at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to pop that inside there. And I'm just going to grab a peg because I just need to go and grab my machine. If it was good enough for Dame Judi Dench, it's good enough for me. Love it. Okay, so I'm bringing my thing back. Take my peg out, of course, because it's not going to fit in. Do my sandwich. Pop it through the machine. can you swivel it so it fits the fold? Fits the fold. Which fold? What do you mean? Martina? Do you mean, will that fit in that way? Okay. So you have that section done. So now I want to decorate this piece here. So I do have, oh, that gorgeous scallop from Penned Petals. That's lovely. I wonder if there's a way I can cut out maybe 2 of those. Or I've just noticed this scallop here. Ooh, 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 ooh. Right, where's that pearlescent paper? Sorry guys, I'm just trying to find that paper. Oh, it's here, it's here. Look at that pearly paper. Yes, it is, Lisa. Yep, it is. I will show it to you again. Oh, I did show it right at the beginning. I did. Right. Sorry, bear with. I've just got to cut this up and then put it through the machine. Need to find the other plate. There it is. Right, so get my lovely machine back again. Hello, lovely. Let's move that up. I keep banging it. Right. So obviously I'm not going to use that whole rectangle, but I am going to cut out a rectangle. And I'm actually just going to be using the edge pieces, but it's okay, it's okay. We'll use the rest of it another day. That's something. Oh, what's going on? Why is that not biting? Oh, I didn't put the extra shim in. Okay, so if that ever happens, you know, like, why is it not working? You've probably forgotten to put something extra, the extra plate. There we go. Right. Joanna's been hanging her washing. Ah. Oh, don't worry, Cindy. I'll be showing it you again in a sec. So we've gone all very regal with our inspiration today, everybody. Right. So I was thinking if I cut a section there, so if I cut that, so that's what, 1/2 inch. So I'm cutting that at 1/2 inch, like so. Then I'm going to cut that at 1/2 inch, like so. Then that's for another day. Okay, that will see another day. That will be used. Oh, that does remind me. I know I've talked about this before. You know that when the opening of the London Olympics, when the Queen jumped out the helicopter with James Bond. Actually, she wore quite a nice outfit that day. It was kind of very corally, wasn't it? Very coral outfit. Okay, so I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with this, but I think that is quite pretty, isn't it? It's very elegant, like so. And then maybe we could do just a strip of, I don't know, some kind of braid or, or we could stick some sequins. I did get out these. I've got lovely pearlescent sequins. We could do a strip of those. What do you think, guys? The whole idea is just, it's got to be very, very kind of elegant, and I know there's a big purple space up there, but I think it's okay. Do I have purple matching ribbon? Ooh, I don't have any Highland heather, but I do have fresh freesia. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these in place first. Let's do that. Okay, Ruth, sit down. Oh, right. Gold of silver cord. Right, let's pop that across there, like so. So I'm just using the grid paper again, just to help me make sure that I get this correct, because it's all very well trying to eyeball stuff, but sometimes your eyes don't always do their bidding. So there we go. There we go. I'm just going to clean. Oh no, I know what, I could use that bit of glue for the next piece. Now I've lost the pearlescent strip. Oh, there it is. Right. Focus, Ruth. Okay, so I'm making the choice to line these up. She says, and doesn't do it. Okay, so I'm having the loops opposite each other. Okay, you don't have to do that. You can do something else if you wish. Now I'm going to see if folding these over gives a nice finish. Oh, it does. Okay, so I'm going to fold these over rather than cutting them. So if you do have that option, it's kind of, oh yeah, you're right, it is back to front. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Right. Just fast forward a few seconds. I'll get there in the end. I think it's just about enough. The glue hasn't quite dried because it's shiny paper. It's not quite the same as using the other stuff. Right, so fold that over, fold that over. Thank you. Right, I'm just aware that I've got a bit of a gluey surface here. So I'm going to fold this piece of paper over. Excuse the back of it. But I'm going to get this stuck down before anything else happens. You liked it the wrong way up. Ah! Oh. Right, let's bring you back down. There we go. So let's get this nicely stuck on. Well, as I said, you know, I'm here just to give you the inspiration. I appreciate you may prefer to do things in a slightly different way, but that's absolutely fine. Please do go ahead and make some cards inspired by me, but don't do them all completely like me, because I like to see your variations. And if you are able to share them on Artful Stampin Space, my Facebook group, I'd really appreciate that. I love seeing your creations. We've got someone making lots of Christmas paper at the moment. That's been lovely to see. Stamping their own papers. So, right. Okay, so that's down. Now, perhaps what I could have done was maybe inked some of the edges of that card before I stuck it down. But it's supposed to be subtle. You know, like the Queen herself. Very subtle. Right, someone said, what about some ribbon? And, oh, I have got, is that Blackberry Bliss or is that Highland? Oh, that's quite nice actually. I wonder if I could do a very, very tidy bow. I could do a very neat bow. I think that would look lovely. And if I'd thought about it earlier, I would have tied it around the piece of card before I stuck it down. But never mind. We can't go crying over untied ribbon. So, right. Pop that over. Pop that in there. Now, when you tie a bow, it's not going to be perfect. As soon as you've tied it, you've got to give it a little bit of a tweak. Okay, got to give it a bit of a, you know, give it some love. So you might have to to and fro a little bit. There we go. Right. Not quite as elegant as a row of pearls, but I think... Oh, SU gold cord. Yes, I don't have any of that. But yes, that would be very pretty. But there we go. I'd love to see your variations, guys. You let me know how they look with what you've suggested. See, I'd like to stick like a nice pearl just on top of that, I think. Now, I also want to make sure that this bow stays where it's meant to be. So I'm going to grab a little glue dot from here and just pop it underneath the bow like so to hold it in place. Like that. Oh, no, that's a bit too far up. There we go. Move down a bit. You hoarded the gold cord. Some flowers in the remaining unembossed triangle. Unembossed triangle. Oh, do you mean up here, Lorraine? Oh, not Lorraine. Martina. Hi, Lorraine. Yeah, oh, the other option is I just do maybe 3 pearls in the corner at the top. You see, the button, she had purple buttons on hers, and they were like sporadically placed, and I didn't really like it. So, what about... Oh! Oh, I forgot about these. What about 3 pearls just in the top? Right, turn it round. One. No, don't do that. This is very minimalistic for me, guys. I hope you realise that the the sacrifices I'm making to bring you this for me quite clean and simple. There we go. Three dots. Oh, above the ribbon. You mean this triangle here? See, now I'm wondering whether there should be something here or here. What about 3 dots down there to bring the eye down? Oh, in this triangle spot here. Or 3 down there. Oh no, I don't like that. I think 3 down there is fine. One. And 2. beautiful. It's like a beautiful cuff, isn't it? Right, okay, so that's card number 2. So for those of you who missed card number 1, again, very clean. I mean, it took some doing, but it's quite clean for me. It's very, very simple. But we have discussed that it would have benefited from some texture on there. But anyway, I just wanted it very clean and tidy. So that one is that one. So these are all inspired by Her Majesty's outfits. So I wanted to show you, I'm not going to make a card, but I'm going to show you a little technique for making a bit of a 3D ribbon flower using your heat tool and this grey grow grain ribbon. So let me just finish knotting this off. So you can do this technique with any ribbon that is completely using man-made fibres. You can't unfortunately do this if you've got ribbon that's, you know, cotton or silk or anything like that. This is very much a technique for man-made fibres that are going to melt. Okay, so I'm just going to get myself a strip of ribbon. It's probably about, I don't know, 14 inches or so. Let's just see. Oh yeah, that was a good guess. About 14 inches. And what I did was I kind of concertina folded it to a point where I thought, okay, I can still cut through those layers. Okay. And then what you do is you cut a little notch like so. And then I'm going to bring that one around to there, see if I can do that with these, and then cut a notch and round it off, okay? Because in effect what you're creating is kind of petals. And then you just keep going, cutting. Oh, I'll leave that last one. I think that'll be okay. So curve that round, curve that round. Just curve that one round, like so. Okay. Now hold on to your scissors, because your scissors are going to basically protect your hands from the heat. So you're going to get your heat tool gun. I'm going to move my glue gun out of the way. You definitely don't need that for this bit. Oh, I've got this little thread like trailing around me because the other day I was playing with the new denim ribbon. So this ribbon's going to be coming in the January to June mini. And I thought, oh, I just got to see if I can fray it. And of course, yes, I can fray it. But look, ended up with this massive bit of white ribbon that keeps following me around, which is a little bit annoying. You call it a leporello. Ah, okay. Right, now I haven't tried doing this where I sew it first, then heat it. I heated it first. Let's just go with the heating first, so I show you what I've done, and then it's up to you. So you need your scissors to stop the ribbon blowing away. Then you're going to put the gun on on the highest setting. You do have to wait for it to warm up, and just keep an eye on it basically, because you're going to see it sort of start to curl up a little bit. Now I probably should also say make sure that your room is quite ventilated, or that you know, make sure that it does get some ventilation. Okay, can you see it start to change? And it's starting to heat up and curl a little bit. So in effect what we're doing is like singeing the edges there, and then it starts to behave and go a bit all crinkly and stuff. So a few years ago it was all the rage to make kind of crinkly roses. People would layer up bits of fabric or cut circles from fabric and then heat them, you know, above a candle or something. So okay, you see that happening? You see it's crinkling up as we go along? So this thick ribbon is fabulous for that kind of thing. Now, I don't recommend that you use your bone folder to hold your ribbon in place because it will probably melt it, so don't do that. Oop. Obviously, as your heat gun sort of warms up more and more, it sort of does it a bit quicker. There we go. There we go. It's doing it now. All right. So then what you need to do is grab yourself a needle and thread. Oh, there it is. And I'm just using some Stampin' Up! Twine that I had. And obviously tie a knot in the end. And if you've got a longer petal one end and a shorter petal the other, I would start with the shorter petal because as a flower kind of goes towards the outside of it, it has bigger petals, doesn't it? So it just helps with that. So all I'm doing is a really simple running stitch. And if you've got a good sharp needle, you know, one that hasn't gone rusty or anything, it's better to use a nice, good sharp needle. And I'm just going in and out, simple running stitch. Doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not, this is not going to be seen unless someone wants to pick apart your card. So, get that to the end. I just saw there were some lovely silk flowers on Her Majesty's hats and things, and obviously they're not made, you know, they're made from beautiful silk and so on, but this form of flower making is a legitimate way of making pretty flowers. Years ago when I worked in the wedding industry, you know, we'd sit and sew silk flowers and fabric flowers and things. We used to melt ribbon to make dragonflies. Oh, there we go. Yes, don't touch your scissors afterwards. Yes, let them cool down for a moment. Definitely. Good tip, Cheryl. Hi, Pamela. Night, Esther. Okay, so there we have it. So that's just the running stitch. Now you don't have to pull it super tight. You don't really want it tight unless you want a really sort of very tight flower. Just need to sort of pull it out a little bit so that the ruffles are not too tight, so that the petals are gently curved, not like really tight like that. And then what you need to do is then just pop that bit of spare thread downwards out the way, and then just start rolling your rows up. And pull this out. Okay. Just, you know, keep hold of it. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Is that a James Taylor song? Okay, and then we're just going to have a quick look at it to see if it needs to be opened out a bit more. I think it probably could do with being opened out a bit more. So I'm just going to unravel. When I say opened out a bit more, I think I actually need to just move the pleats up a bit. That's it. Because the more pleats in the ribbon, the more it will go outwards. Okay. The lesser pleats, it's flatter. Okay, I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to grab it all, try not to let go, and I'm going to get my needle, and what I'm trying to do is capture as many layers as possible. So I'm going through it from one side right through the middle to the other side of my rose, then so say that was west to east, I'm going now south to north, just trying to cross over the middle, and again try and pick up all those layers like so. And that at this point I could probably let go of it, and I know it's not going to fall apart, and then I can just add some extra stitches and go around like so. I mean, this would make a lovely flower to maybe stick on a hair clip, or row of them, you know, or you'd make alternative. You could attach this to a button actually. Some people like oh, is Jan watching? Some people like attaching these to buttons and putting them on their clothes instead of, you know, their normal buttons. You could make a pair of earrings. You could do all sorts of things. Okay, so oh, Jan is here. Hi Jan and Lorraine. They've got stashes of fabric. Right, so there we have it, guys, our cute rose. So as I said, I'm not going to make a card tonight with that, but I thought that would be nice paired up with the soft succulent ribbon, which I did try another technique, but I think I probably need to heat it for a bit longer. So who remembers years ago, people used to wrap ribbon around wooden dowels and stick them in the oven, and then they would stay curly. So that's another technique that you can do with ribbon, but you can only do it with synthetic ribbon. You can't do it with cotton. So I thought that would look, that's very reminiscent of one of Her Majesty's hats, all that cinnamon that she gets used, all those lovely strips that curl over and stuff. So there we have it. As I said, a card inspired by Her Majesty. So let me know which one is your favourite. Is it the Coastal Cabana one or the Highland Heather one? And do have a go making a ribbon rose with your heat gun and thread and needle. There we go. Oh, I've just noticed that looks like it's slightly frayed there. That could do with a little bit more heat on it. You see that there? So, oh, Cheryl, you'll have to look it up. Yeah, Jan will know. Years ago, it was the rage to make these curly things for like cheerleading girls and all that kind of thing. Oh, days, yeah. Oh, take care, Joanna. Yeah, I think I prefer that one, but it was nice to have a go doing that technique. Oh, Melanie likes that one. That's better. So I've lost that bit of frayed edge there now. So, though it's still quite warm. Whew. There we go. Yeah, I wonder if I could have benefited from maybe doing an extra inch just with another petal. But anyway, it's worth having a play and figuring out, you know, what makes the nicest sort of rose, really. So there we have it. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. As usual, if you'd like to purchase any of the products you've seen me use today, I don't think I've used anything that's retired. This is all stuff that's available in the current catalogues, apart from the wire. That's a non-Stampin' Up product, and the needle also. You have to buy your own needle, but we do sell twine, but of course you can just use any thread. And yeah, so please let me know if you've got any questions about the products used, and don't forget that the special offers are running till the 18th. So if you want to stock up on cards and ink in particular, I think it's a great idea. Hi Mary, don't you have a lighter that melts ribbon fast? Yes, a lighter could do it. Yes, so you could just hold the ribbon above a lighter or a candle or something. I guess the thing about using a heat tool is that the heat is gradual, so you're less likely to singe it, because you really do have to keep an eye on the fabric. The amount of times I'd end up with brown fabric because I singed it. So I guess it just depends how you like to work, really. But yeah, go for it, Martina. I'd love to see what you do. Oh, look, that's quite nice on there now. That's pretty. There we go. Right, lots of love to you all. Yes, and yeah, the paper flowers, please do have a go with that. Oh, sorry, also the hot glue gun is not Stampin' Up either. Yeah, this set is brilliant for making these little flowers. Right, take care everyone. God bless. Goodbye.